Dwellers, and welcome back to Top Shelf Disney Animation Studios Library. Yeah, all right. Felt like we needed to have a singing song beginning to this one.
Jeff, you should have said Aloha, Internet Dwellers.
I should have. And then I should have sang the opening theme as Elvis. What is wrong with me, TC?
Thank you very much.
What is wrong with me? I had a perfect opportunity, and I completely just said no.
This is what happens when we take a week off, I think, is what we're realizing here.
Man, you know what? It used to be that when we took time off, we got better for those episodes that we came back for. And
we came back strong. Well, here we are, back again. What are we doing? Continue your intro.
Yes, continuing it. Welcome back, everybody. This week, we are watching, again, for those of you out there, first off, real quick, hold on. I'm Jeff. Hi, everybody.
Hi Jeff. Hi.
There's TC over there. Hi. TC.
Aloha.
Aloha, TC. Well, now, again, TC and I are no longer in the same room again like we were in last episode. Only got to do one of those this week, or this time, but...
states away. I'm in Colorado this time.
Yeah. If people don't know this, TC just likes to move from state to state just randomly for no real reason.
I travel a lot. Yeah.
Quote unquote, travel, not totally kicked out of apartment.
What?
No, TC doesn't do that. TV travels a lot. Yeah, you're TV now. I'm not calling you TC. It's too hard. It's too many letters.
We are off the rails.
What's happening? What's even happening? So anyways, hello, TC. Welcome back to the show again.
Yeah, good to be back. And welcome back all our listeners. For those of you who might have pressed on this episode without knowing what we're talking about. Jeff, what are we talking about today?
This week, we watched the second, I believe it is the second of two 2002 films. This is the first of two 2002 films. Yes. We watched Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, we did. Yes, indeed.
And now, off the bat, I kind of want to bring up. I want to bring up something. So, like a lot of our Disney movies, especially the earlier ones that we've already watched, obviously stuff like Cinderella and Snow White and all those. A lot of early Disney works, and even up into through, you could argue, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Lion King. Some of those, they often tend to be based upon published works, published books. Now, Atlantis wasn't last time, and Emperor's New Groove wasn't really the week before that, but. We hit Lilo and Stitch, and this one I found it very interesting because I did not know this about this film.
Okay,
I was not aware that that one of the two directors and writers, like, this is based on an unpublished book the guy had made.
That's right. Yes, way back in the 80s, he had illustrated a children's book, Lilo and Stitch, that nobody wanted, and so it was just this idea he had pocketed all these years, waiting for his chance to bring it out, and it took two flops in a row, and Disney once again.
We need to go back to the books, guys.
You know what? This is standard Disney tradition, because Dumbo, which was the fourth animated movie, was a result of too much money had gone into Snow White and Bambi and Fantasia, and they had not recouped their money, so Disney needed something smaller, on a much smaller scale, that they could produce. And that had happened with Emperor's New Groove, which we praise. I praise it for, because it was a chance. It was a chance for the animators to really pour their hearts and souls into something on a skimmed down budget and a last minute panic.
Right.
Atlantis and I think it was Fantasia 2000 were both so financially unsuccessful that, and Emperor's New Groove was unsuccessful as well, that Disney had to pare down their next production, which led to. This, and a lot of the animators had gone on to the next project, which Disney had put a lot of hopes into, which we will get to soon, which is Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet, yep.
So this, Lilo and Stitch, came out of another necessity and another example of, you know what? Hey, this team over here, show us what you got. What do we got to lose?
Right. And there's one thing I will say for it being more of that, again, just like Emperor's New Groove, for it being a more like kind of pulled back and a little more restraint, or not restraint, but just like, you just go ahead and make your film. It's a very pretty movie. It's well done.
Yes, this is the first time. This is watercolor backgrounds again. We have not seen watercolor backgrounds since Dumbo, right? And there's even a tip of the hat to Dumbo, in that Dumbo is one of the dolls in Lilo's room. And that hand-drawn watercolored background brings such a beauty to this movie. We talk about this all the time. It's hard for us not to say these movies are beautiful, but there is something so distinctly beautiful about Lilo and Stitch, and the fact that it's set in Hawaii that gives it such a unique and wonderful quality visually.
Right. Set in Hawaii, and also apparently set in our world.
Present day.
Not present day, not in like the, if there is anything of it, it's not in the Disney universe. Like Lilo and Stitch does not take place in the same world as Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and Snow White.
If you want to play that connecting game that we've been playing of connecting certain ones together.
I can't help myself.
Yeah. Oh no, it is fun. But you're right, because it has the Dumbo doll. It has there's even a Mulan poster in the background.
Right, there's a Mulan poster in the background, and Elvis is represented by actual photographs.
Yes, that's right. The old black and white movie they see in the TVs at the TV store.
Right, like it's not just an animated version of it. Like it's actual live action, which kind of leads this, which was an interesting technique, and I wanted to bring it up because while we're talking about this kind of throwback to an old school style of Disney, to the decision to integrate live action photograph or live action video and actual photographs of Elvis into it is this weird kind of hybrid of different techniques, and I'm trying to figure out why did they go that route? Like, why is that what they decided to do? Because they could have very easily have animated a movie for the TV screen and done a cartoon of Elvis.
You know, I don't know what their rationale behind it was, but I genuinely appreciate it, because this era and this once again lends to surprises. Well, okay. Put a pin in that. Lends it to surprises of taking chances. It's a sci-fi movie. It's set in present day. It's set in real world. They used Elvis music, a lot of Elvis music in this,
which I didn't know. I was very excited about that.
And that's taking chances. It is not. I don't feel that this is right to call this another Dark Age movie in a derogatory sense. I think that this very much is an unsung classic. And one of the most successful movies of this era, one of the only actual financially successful movies of the 2000s. And I wonder, Jeff, had you seen this before?
So I thought before I started watching it that I had.
Okay.
I had this recollection of seeing this. At least I thought I had seen this in college. Mm-hmm. Maybe it wasn't the entire film. I know we watched. So I know we watched Iron Giant in college because I went to an animation
tangent
school.
There, folks. That is one of the all-time greatest animated movies right there.
I went to an animation school, so of course we studied animated film and film too. We studied both of them. Had a lot of screenwriting classes and all that. So I had seen Iron Giant, and I thought we had watched Lilo and Stitch, but I watched this movie and the only things I remember, and this might very well have been just because maybe I saw a clip online. I knew the Lilo using Stitch's finger to play the record.
Yeah,
like that. I knew
that was their main preview, like the main trailer that came out for the movie was, Nani, look at this. And she puts the fit. Yeah, so that may have been what you had seen,
right? And then I saw the comparison of what the original ending of this film was supposed to be, that they changed into the ending that it is because of the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Yeah, we'll touch on that later in the episode here. So it sounds like this was fresh eyes for you, and that's exciting.
Yeah, it was very fresh, and I'm going to be very upfront and honest with everybody. I did not know how to feel about this movie through almost the entire movie.
Well, yeah, I guess it's because this is much like Emperor's New Groove and how that movie stands out. This movie really is, it's a very unique animal. as unique as Stitch is himself, this
Right.
movie is so unique structurally, characterization, even the animation technique is much different than anything we've seen up to this point. And I think all of that is a credit to this film. I have seen this movie. I have seen it multiple times. This is another cheater for me because I did do an episode of my YouTube series, the 1 Minute Rewatch plug, of this movie in particular.
How dare you plug your own work, sir?
I do have feelings for this movie. So Jeff, you may have missed out, and I don't know if you got a chance to check this out. As much as a risk this movie was in its conception and its execution, this has one of the all-time best advertising campaigns. And
So
I don't know if
know
you got to
they
look at
did
any of these.
The teaser trailers.
Yes, the teaser trailers. They did four of these.
Okay, I saw the 4 teaser trailers. Actually, I was watching the 4 teaser trailers right before you called. Before we started recording, because I'm like, I need to see these things.
It is one of the best marketing campaigns of all time. If those of you listening have not seen it, they're just 30-second clips or 30-second teaser trailers set in Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King. 4 iconic moments from those movies, and
All during
Stitch,
a song from those
all during
movies too.
So A Whole New World, Part of Your World,
Yep.
the opening song for Lion King, and Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
And then Stitch interrupts them. It's just so brilliant. It's so brilliant, and it's so like people had no idea what this movie was because it was like, here's a clip from Beauty and the Beast, and all of a sudden the chandelier falls down and Stitch is laughing.
Right.
And Belle's like, get your own movie. That's always what everyone says. Get your own movie.
It
And,
almost feels like going into it. Had those trailers been what I saw of this film, I would have gone, okay, is this a movie about a character that finds its way into the Disney movies,
infiltrating all the movies, yeah.
Right? Like, is this what we're gonna get? Because that's kind of where it was going. That's what it almost felt like to me.
Yeah, a campaign like that would definitely lead me to believe, okay, this is that what the premise of it's going to be? But no, this is Stitch is an alien creation. He's an unstoppable killing machine who just happens to be super cute. He escapes and crash lands on Earth. They want to blow Earth up, but there's a mosquito there. The mosquito is a protected species,
Right.
and so the Jumbo and Pleakley are 2 aliens are sent to capture Stitch. Meanwhile, you have Lilo and Nani, who are 2 sisters who are just trying to survive in a very real world Hawaii. They've lost their parents. Nani is old enough to have. To be the parent now, to be the guardian of Lilo, and she needs to hold down a steady job in order to keep custody, which is that's a very unique. That's again unique story. A custody battle, and you have Agent Cobra Bubbles, played brilliantly by Ving Rhames, who is the agent who is going to take her away.
I would just like to say that the cast they have for this film is fantastic.
Oh,
you got Kevin McDonald as Pleakley. Now I don't know how recognizable Kevin McDonald is to most people, but seriously, come on,
It's the Bird Lady.
Oh man, he's
Kids
so
in the Hall,
recognizable. Yeah, Kids in the Hall he's so recognizable. His voice is so uniquely him, and of course. Jumbo, played by David Ogden Stiers, who at this point is just literally a Disney staples. He's
the go-to man. Yeah,
he's the go-to. He is the guy who did the voice of Baloo from back in this, like all the movies that we did in the '60s and the '70s.
No, that would be...
No. Not saying he's the same person, but he's the modern equivalent
of
where it's like,
okay.
oh man, what was our
Sterling
other guy?
Holloway.
Yes, thank you. He's the Sterling Holloway of the old school, where it's just like, yeah, we're just going to keep bringing you in.
Just keep bringing him in.
Do all of them.
And he's great, too, because he has such a wide breadth of voices that you can't pinpoint him as one or the other. Like, that's the guy who did Radcliffe's voice from Pocahontas.
Yep.
And then you have Tia Carrera, who voices Nani, the little girl who voices Lilo.
Real quick, the little girl who voices Lilo, who is Samara from the original Ring film, by the way.
What? No way.
The same year this movie came out, she also
was-
played Samara
Wow. Oh
from
my
the
gosh.
original Ring.
Well, there's a discography for you.
I IMDb'd her and went, I'm sorry, what? She's the same. And she's also Samantha Darko from Donnie Darko.
Oh, cool. I
Which is
didn't
just
know that. That's
like
cool.
a weird, just
What a
weird
that's
film filmography.
But a credit to the filmmakers. They brought on natives of Hawaii to voice main characters, as well as help with proper dialogue, proper dialect, and there's a lot of cultural appreciation happening in this film. And unfortunately, they cut a great sequence from this movie that I'd recommend checking it out if you want to dive a little deeper into the history and the production of Lilo and Stitch. But they cut a scene. I don't know if you saw this, Jeff, but they cut a scene where Lilo is talking about the tourists that come to Hawaii. Just they don't understand the natives, and they treat the natives poorly. And it's very true. The people, the mainlanders who come to Hawaii treat it as this exotic location, and they kind of mistreat and misrepresent the Hawaiian people and the Hawaiian culture. And there's a scene where a car rolls up while Lilo and Stitch are walking down the street, and a tourist leans out the window and yells at Lilo, like, "Hey, do you know where this thing is?" And Lilo just points, and they're like, "Ah, wait, you don't speak any English?" And then they drive away, and it's this rude moment from a mainlander, and it's a sad commentary on the state of affairs in that region of the world, in that region of our country. But it's because it's from a 6-year-old's perspective, there's a sweetness to it and a sweet reality to it. And there's little moments like that that are still sprinkled throughout, such as Nani having trouble finding work. The old lady she tries to get the job with is struggling a little bit. And there's still those nice representations of Hawaii, present-day Hawaii, in the film. And that's a credit to the filmmakers that they didn't culturally appropriate anything. Oh, sorry, you need to catch a train, Jeff? Am I boring
I'm
you?
sorry. I was so I realized, GC, in order for us to do this podcast, I just need to be in Colorado. So I'm going to take a train right now to Colorado.
No, actually, this is where it's a perfect interruption because I know that for the most part we try not to get too political on the show. So maybe I was verging too political for you.
The train that comes by once every 4.5 days decided now was the time to come by because you were getting too political, TC.
Anyway,
No.
it's just a tip of my hat to the production itself that they took the time to learn the culture and allow people that are a part of the culture to be a part of the production. Something I've mentioned in past review of this film is that everyone was praising Moana for being a first for Disney, seeming to forget that Lilo and Stitch exists as a film set in the Pacific, as a film that represents Pacific Islanders. Your turn, Jeff. You talk. Say something.
Words are fun. Say something. Hi. Something. Hello. Well, and this was the first time we'd seen Hawaii, hasn't it? Like being like a location in the universe. Because we've done like the Caribbean, or did we see something for like one of the hashtag package films back in the day?
No, because those stuck to Central and South America, so we didn't verge into Hawaii itself. So this is a first time for this location.
And that's kind of what I was thinking. Like I thought that this was a first time, and it's always fun. It's like, wow, where haven't we gone in Disney World, or not Disney World, but like Disney Universe? Like, where have we not had a film take place at? I'm waiting for a Canadian one. There's got to be a Canadian one. Actually, is that what we're going to come up to in upcoming films? Okay, sounds like so. So we'll get there in a minute.
We'll get there. So one last thing I want to say about the production, about another reason why I think that this movie has a unique quality to it from the very bones, like the bare skeleton of it, is that this was produced in Orlando and not in California. This was produced at the Orlando wing of Disney Animation, and the only other time we've seen a film fully produced in the Orlando studio was Mulan. And if you remember, if you think back to our Mulan episode, we did discuss that there was a freshness to the movie that we hadn't seen before, and I think that plays in part to the people that were involved in making it. It's funny because California's closer to Hawaii, but maybe it was that departure.
Right, but it could very well have been because, and this is not saying this is how it was or this is how Disney as a company would run itself, but maybe because it was in the Florida animation department, or the studio down there, that the bigwigs didn't put as much pressure on them, or maybe they would, because it's this whole concept of like, oh, if you work in a company that has multiple like locations and you don't work at the location where the big boss owner works, you tend to have a little more laid back and a little more fun at work because you don't have that pressure of that person
breathing down your neck.
Yeah, breathing down your neck. I'm speaking from experience. This has happened to me in the past. So it kind of feels like, well, maybe that's what happened with this because, the big wigs aren't, in Florida breathing down all the animators and the filmmakers' necks, and it allowed them to kind of have a little more fun, be a little more quote unquote laid back, and come up with something new and original that without that pressure of just like, it has to be like this, it must be done. Do you have it done yet?
I certainly think that is it because all the resources were being pumped towards the next big thing, the next big project, which I believe is Treasure Planet, that people were able to relax a little bit, and it goes back to that heart and soul. Now, all this being said, Jeff, you had stated that you weren't quite sure how to feel about this movie as you were watching it. What led you through those? What was your array of emotions as you were watching this?
So my array of emotions, like going into the beginning, I'm sitting there being, okay, so this is a sci-fi movie. I thought this thing took place in Hawaii. I did not have any knowledge of that. And I'm like, okay, watching through, and then laughing, and then I'm just like, what the crap what is Stitch? Oh, okay. So like that's happening, and then once we get to Hawaii and we have the that chunk of the film that's all about Lilo and her sister and like all the hardships and all that, and very realistic family fighting and sadness and just what the crap just happened. Like
it's such a weird juxtaposition of the two. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what is going on? I feel really bad for Lilo now, and she just wants to be a little girl and have fun and enjoy herself, and she's not. And oh no, what's going on? And it made me sad, and it made me sad, and it kept making me very, very sad. And then Stitch shows up, and it's like, oh, this is a moment of happiness. Oh no, it's sad again. Nope, it's more sad. And I am sorry. I will forever skip the scene where Stitch goes into the jungle after reading the book of the Ugly Duckling and says what, like help or home or something like that, or mama or something, because he realizes that he is like the Ugly Duckling and has to like call for help because there's nobody else like him.
Yeah.
This movie killed me, TC.
This movie plays on this wonderful theme, and we very often discuss about whether movies worthy sitting a kid down in front of. Thematically, this movie is about these outsiders trying to come together and Ohana become a family. No one gets left behind. The theme of this movie is so strong, and it's executed so well in all the character arcs that we see throughout this film, as ridiculous as a lot of the comedy is in this. And there are some wonderful physical comedic gags in this. And this is one of those things, rewatch it and catch those little bits you might miss. One of my favorite gags that I'd never noticed the first few times, which is so obvious of a gag, but just cracks me up so hard now, is when the Grand Councilwoman asks Stitch to say something. He and the one robot pukes up nuts and bolts. It's so silly, but it's but the themes of this movie are so strong, and there's a great way to point to this film and be like, Stitch is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's a murderous, evil little bad guy. But there is a goodness within him. And Lilo is this. Her name means the generous one, if you translate her name from the indigenous Hawaiian. And it also means lost, which is perfect for the theme. And she is this incredible heroine of a character who sees the oddballs, who sees the outsiders and welcomes them. She has her doll. She loves Stitch, and that's such an amazing characterization in her.
Also, he says the word lost. When you said her name meaning generous and like the theme of lost, I'm like, that's right. Mm-hmm. That's what he says. He goes outside with the book after she goes to bed and just looks at the page and then just starts saying lost. a couple of times, and I went, no, screw you, movie, do not do this to me, because that is what confused me. You brought it up perfectly, because he is a bad guy. Stitch is introduced as a villain, as a bad guy.
He was created as a weapon by Jumbo.
Yeah, and they played on that. Excuse me. They played on that for so long in the film, with him kind of like maintaining his bad side. And granted, yes, I'm aware because I'm aware that he doesn't know any better. He was made to be this way. That's just how he's going to be.
Yeah, and that plays towards nature versus nurture, which is a much deeper conversation that you can have using this film of all films as an example of that philosophy of child rearing. Like I love when he sets up the blocks to make the city, and she's like, "Oh, Tokyo, rah!" And he just knocks it all down, and she's just like, "You really are just bad."
Yeah, and that's why I'm so confused, and even like it made it worse because I was so emotionally, but also like thought-provokingly confused during, again, the jungle I'm lost scene, because I'm like, no, he's supposed to be bad. I'm not supposed to care, but I do care because he's cute and I feel for him, and I'm so sorry that you are like this right now, and I don't want to watch anymore, and I just want him to be happy, and I want them all to be happy, and I didn't want to watch more.
Oh,
I don't like movies that play with my emotions, TC.
I love this movie for playing with my emotions, especially because it plays with such deeper themes than we see in more standard traditional Disney movies. Not to knock the Disney movies, such as, I mean, going all the way back to Dumbo, which this certainly has parallels to, someone who's an outsider, someone who's misunderstood. And I really appreciate when the movies, when you start peeling back the layers and you get into the weeds of what the movie is presenting, that it offers itself to deeper conversation, and that's something that this movie does in spades.
Yeah, I do like the fact that the movie is not a. As much as I was literally just complaining about it, I do like that.
I know you're playing. Everyone, Jeff's not really complaining. I'm
not complaining. I hope after 42 episodes, everybody knows that most of the time when I complain, I'm usually just in love with the movie.
Yeah.
But like, I like though that despite the fact that I was so confused about it, I like that he didn't just come up to Earth. There's a little montage of Lilo going, no, you can't be bad. You have to be good. And then after like a song, 25 minutes in the movie, he's a good guy. Like, no, I'm glad it didn't go that way. I'm glad they maintained his like struggle to go between being good and bad, and kind of bounces back and forth a little bit in spots, and just because that made the film more interesting to watch, because I didn't know. I'd seriously going in, like, I mean, I knew there was a sequel and I knew there was a TV show. I knew that much. Yes. But going into it, even halfway through the film, I had no idea how this thing was going to end. Well, I'm like, I don't know. Is he going to get, like, is Stitch that is in the sequel, is that like a different Stitch? Does he knock his head and become a good guy, a la Addams Family and Uncle Fester at the end? Like, what is this? Like, what happens in this movie? I did not know, which kept me intrigued through the entire film to keep watching.
Did it? I mean, I suppose we can keep delving into other areas of conversation, but I mean, did you feel fulfilled by the end of it? Were you happy? Did you feel satisfied with the arc of Stitch himself, like where he ends up?
Yes, I liked it because I like his arc of, literally being he's not that he's not real, but like being made just to be a weapon and having no other purpose in life. I like his arc of finding that other purpose in his existence. Meanwhile, the sisters, Lilo and her sister, bringing their finding a way to make their family work and everything be happy there, and also finding more family in the other aliens and Stitch. Like, I like that these two very distinct, arcs end up together at the end of the film, and I was happy about that. Like, there was nice closure I don't need to see a sequel. I don't need to see the series.
Yeah, it just goes to the success of the film itself that there's so many sequels to this, that Stitch is still this insanely popular character. I mean, in Japan they animated a whole Stitch series, a Lilo and Stitch series, for how popular this movie was. Which you can find on YouTube. It's not dubbed though, so you'd have to know Japanese to understand it. But
well, obviously I do, TC. So I mean, I'd be okay.
Very good.
Oh, very good. Yes, that was a great quip that Stitch just said. Everybody, nobody hear it. Oh no. Okay.
I really like that the exploration of love in this is not a romantic love. Even going so far as Nani, because she's so devoted to her family and her sister, that she's romantically unavailable to I can't remember the guy's name who likes them or who likes her.
Was it David? Was it
David? Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
and he gets involved. Like, obviously he's a part of this family unit in his own way. But Nani is like, I need to work. I need to focus on my sister. I'm trying to keep this family together. And it's some of their moments together are so sweet. When they talk about their parents, when they're laying in the hammock together and Stitch watches them from a distance. I even love that very sisterly bond of both of them screaming into their pillows. Their sisterly arguments are so cute and real. Like,
go to your room. I'm in my room.
I'm in my room. Scream in the pillow.
Yep.
And there's such wonderful nuance in their relationship. As much as sisterly love is going to come up again in Frozen down the line.
Right.
I think this movie plays it so realistically and so strongly that this is one of the best family units that we've seen in these films.
One of the best and easily probably one of the most realistic, like you said earlier.
Yes, yeah. The Lilo being an outcast, she's only 6 years old. They've lost their parents, and how both of them have acted out in their own way to try to survive. I just really love that aspect of the story. And Lilo herself is such a wonderful weirdo. I love how much of an outsider she is. She's not a monster like Stitch, but she's treated as such an outsider.
I don't know. She flat out punched that girl in the face in the beginning.
She sure did.
So I think we could argue that a monster found a monster.
One of my favorite little elements is that she feeds the fish Pudge the fish every Thursday or Tuesday a peanut butter sandwich, and she says it's because Pudge can control the weather, and I feel like that is her 6-year-old mentality of, if I can feed this fish to control the weather, there will never be another rainstorm that parents will crash in. That sweet 6-year-old innocent imaginative rationale about trying to save and help other people to never go through the pain that she went through. That is just beautiful.
Well, man, and the fact that that's how the parents died, was like, it was a car accident and it wasn't anyone's fault. It was the weather. Like, that's, again, just adding to the level of realism that this movie was trying to put the world. And you know what? I think that just answers our question, because that I had from earlier about why they use the live action stuff and the fact that it does have a Mulan poster and it feels it doesn't take place within the traditional Disney universe, because they had to have been trying to make, just logically, a realistic worlds, like, despite the fact that there's an alien from space that comes down here and they fly a ship around Hawaii, despite that, but grounding it in that realistic world as much as humanly possible, and going as far as having real life people in the film, for certain aspects of it, just helped bring it to our world more, because it's not just a cartoon. This is closer to us, and that makes their realistic story more acceptable is maybe not necessarily the right term, but it makes sense in this world.
Yeah. Let's dive into just the use of Elvis music. I mean, first of all, Alan Silvestri is the composer on this, so that's awesome.
That's awesome.
He worked with another Hawaiian composer to create the sound of this movie. And this is a beautiful score. I know I'm just obviously praising the heck out of this movie. But what did you think?
TC, do you like this movie? I feel like
I kind of like this movie. How do you feel about the use of Elvis's music? Because honestly, someone pointed this out to me. Someone tweeted at me. I had to shut my computer for the sake of the internet, so I don't have it in front of me. But someone tweeted at me that they became a fan of Elvis because of this movie, and I do feel like the Elvis, the one, his best of album came out around this time with like the Junkie XL remix of A Little Less Conversation.
Yep.
This was about the time Ocean's 11 came out. I do feel like maybe there might be a generation of people who became fans of Elvis because of this movie, right?
Well, I mean, and there's a ton of songs in this movie, but like it's not just it's they play Heartbreak Hotel. And like that's it, and like they maybe play it like twice in the movie. It's not like that. Like no,
it's her pouting music. I love it.
But like I like Suspicious Minds and Can't Help Falling in Love and Hound Dog and Heartbreak Hotel and even stuff like You're the Devil in Disguise and Blue Hawaii, which don't tend to get they're not as popular.
Yeah, those are certainly not the most popular Elvis songs.
Right. They're slightly deeper cuts. I mean, I know them. I enjoy my Elvis. I cannot help that. But like this is like a love letter to Elvis, which is funny. But I could easily see it being a song, like a movie that would help push people because there's so many good hits in there, and they are appropriate for the sequence that they are being used in, if that makes sense. Like,
they're certainly not shoehorned in pop hits at all. They all have context in the scenes that they're used in very, very effectively.
Now, this is another one of those movies. Now, I think because I feel like we're out of that, or I know we are out of that. We're out of the films that have songs sung by characters, at least for a while. Like breaking in a song like Aladdin and Lion King and all those things. And I feel like this movie found a way to kind of still have that vibe, but using Elvis songs. Instead of the characters singing the songs, the Elvis songs act as like, it would be like, this is a scene where there would be a song in it, and this is kind of the emotional tone of this sequence. If that makes sense,
Oh yeah, absolutely. That it's just another element of the chemistry that just worked.
Sometimes I feel like all we do is sit and praise a lot of these movies, I feel like that's also part of this podcast. That's the point of it, right? Like, hey, this movie's good.
If we can get I suppose a little critical, and this will kind of lend itself into a discussion about the original ending. There is the antagonist of this, which is the shark, the bounty hunter shark who wants to capture Stitch, right? The contrivance of the last scene where Lilo is being taken away by Bubbles, the shark attacks, and the whole action sequences. Bubbles in the end being a former agent of Area 51, CIA, and all that, and being like, okay, that was a Deus Ex Machina ending, right? Like there was no real reason that came out of the blue that he would suddenly be like, oh, aliens, okay. So that is a weaker aspect of the film, that it does come to that, but I'm forgiving of it because it's such a sweet movie anyway that I'm not going to dock it too many points because it had such a contrived ending.
Right, because I mean, I suppose at that point to introduce, you'd have to introduce a whole new like slew of, or maybe like at least one or two new characters that show up for like the last 10 minutes only, and that would just probably be more distracting and less forgiving, because now you're like, well, this movie was flowing really well, and now who are these new people?
Yeah.
And
so,
the movie's done. What?
So there is that element of it that the climax of this film does, like particularly that denouement at the end where Bubbles is like, okay, you can stay with her, but I'm going to be keeping my eye on you. That's a little weak, but it's not so weak that it completely ruins the film. But yeah, let's talk about this. They had to switch mid production what the finale of this movie is, and the finale is available. You can find the nearly complete version of this online,
Right.
which was it's not a giant spaceship that Stitch gets to chase the shark and try to rescue Lilo. It's an airliner.
Yeah. And then it's not
it's like a
flying around the island.
747. Yeah, it's flying around like Honolulu proper, through the city, through skyscrapers, through buildings, and to have that come so quickly after the events of September 2011,
Yep.
or September 11, 2001, was definitely would have been very disrespectful, and they called an audible really effectively.
Yep.
Because it doesn't harm the climax that they changed the ship, that they changed the location. It does not ruin anything of the film.
And it's actually the thing is I'm curious to know how many people out there even knew this was a thing. Because I knew it had happened beforehand, because I'm pretty certain you and I talked about it. Actually, I think you were the one that introduced it to me.
It was
ages
actually
ago.
a friend of the show from the Technophiles podcast, David Geisler, was the one who told both of us about it, because I hadn't heard about it. It was when I did the video game weekend with him, where we did all the episodes of the Let's Plays of the Disney games.
That's right.
Still available on Technophiles YouTube page. Go check them out.
It's fun.
He's the one who brought it to my attention, and then we both showed you. And it was this really fascinating little element. And, come to think of it, I kind of wonder if removing that element, as well as the disrespect to the Hawaiian natives scenes, was also removed as a result of September 11th. Now, certainly, obviously, completely obviously, Hawaiian people aren't Middle Eastern people,
Right.
But the potential disrespect towards people of color might. It was a sensitive time, so maybe they felt, as accurate as though it may have been, it was more appropriate to remove it, much like, obviously, remove the 747 doing a 180 across a freaking Hawaiian skyscraper.
Yeah.
Remove that. Remove that.
just get rid of that. Just please, just move it out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, having said, I would have never known that this was a thing. I would have never realized they changed the entire ending. But real quick, for those of you who are listening to it, I will have the video on the Ghost Hat page for this episode, just so you guys can watch it. It's really it's a fascinating comparison, because they do a side-by-side comparison of the original unreleased cut of the entire scene, and then on the left-hand side, and then what the movie ended up being released as. And you actually see there's whole just scenes that are just chunks that are just missing entirely.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I'm kind of disappointed that we lost were the in-flight jokes from Kevin McDonald's character Pleakley,
Yes.
where he's
Yes.
trying to order the fish, and those whole airplane gag jokes are they're cute little comedic jokes that I'm disappointed to have lost. But again, this does not harm the overall product of
No.
Lilo and Stitch, the film, because they had to remove it. And yes, they had to remove it. It's really, honestly, it's a credit to, again, the animators for being able to shift production to save the assets that they were able to save, to recreate the new climactic scene. And, it's more beautiful landscapes of the Hawaiian...
Of Hawaii.
Of Hawaii that we got to see instead. So.
Yeah, it still works. And that's fascinating. It completely works. It doesn't feel weird. I guess the only thing that remotely feels weird is the one random guy who can never just frickin' eat his ice cream through the entire movie. But that he's just out in. But I guess even so, that's funny, and that still works, because I was just gonna go well, it doesn't make sense that he's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's because he hasn't been able to eat his damn ice cream, and he went to the middle of nowhere on a beach by himself to eat it, and it still gets knocked off.
It's such great comedy. Comedy is so subjective, and obviously people have their tastes in there, and smart comedy that allows for callbacks, visual callbacks, like the ice cream guy. That's so simple, but it's really intelligent humor. It's such a simple joke, but it's so smart. And having a simple little callback like that is a credit to the script and the the production itself. I love comedy like that. And Stitch himself has so much physical comedy to him because he doesn't speak English. Like, he doesn't speak words. He just speaks Stitch babble, right?
Right.
And like, even his eyes don't have pupils, so you can't dilate them or move them around in a fashion to allow for emotion. So it's a lot of physical comedy in this movie, as much as there's some great verbal comedy. And I love it. I love that comedy.
I know, and that's what kept bringing me in when I remotely started thinking, like, is this a good movie? Like, every time I was watching, every time I had a remote questioning in my head about the direction of the film, or like, damn this movie for just being so emotional, I constantly was like, but it's funny and well written and well put together, and I just kept thinking of all these good positive things in my head.
That's good, and that's good, and that's good.
It's like, I don't hate this at all, guys. I don't at all. So I want to do, I want to do tropes just before I forget.
Yes, please.
Because it'll be very quick, I promise, guys. Don't worry, it's just 2.
Is it? I'll check you if you miss one.
That's all I found.
All right, what do you got?
Perpetually barefoot protagonist.
Yeah, there you go. Right. I see. I look for that now. I never noticed it. I can't remember which one you first brought it up in, but now I'm like, I notice it.
It's like, hey, it happens all the time. And then, of course, sadly, and this is like the saddest I have ever felt about doing this one, but an orphan protagonist.
Yep.
It's like, before, it's like, I don't know, Belle doesn't have a mom, whatever. But it's like, no, I feel real bad for this one because Lilo and Nani both feel real to me, and I feel sad, and I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, those are the 2 tropes I noticed as well.
Okay, good. I just didn't want to leave those off the table this week. I wanted to make sure we got those mentioned. That's all.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that this isn't currently streaming on Netflix. Everything else, Lilo and Stitch, is streaming on Netflix.
Yep. It's currently on Hulu. It's on Hulu, for those of you out there who may have that service as well. That's how I've actually been watching the last handful of them, because we've reached the movies in the Disney catalog that it's like, if it's not on Netflix, it's on Hulu. It's on one of those 2 right now. So I've been lucky enough to have an easy way of being able to watch most of these films as of late, and that makes life simpler.
We do have some comments from our listeners. Thank you so much for those of you who commented this week. You can hit up facebook.com/topshelfpod if you want to. We will post the episode before we record, so if you have any questions or comments you want us to get to, you can hit us up there, and then always come back. You can always come back after you've listened to an episode and comment on your thoughts about what we've said, or maybe something we missed. We actually have a new listener who's been going back and commenting on some of our previous episodes.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah, he commented on Fox and the Hound, and there's another one he commented on, but I don't have it in front of me right now. But thank you for that. I
believe that is Evan.
Yes, thank you,
Evan. I like to call people's names out.
Yes,
and embarrass you.
He made a great comment about. If Fox and the Hound is about segregation, isn't it pro-segregation at the end? And I don't think it's promoting a pro-segregation ending, the Fox and the Hound, but I do think that it is stating that, unfortunately, the sad case at the time is this is just better for the 2 of them, because society isn't ready. So I agree with you that it's unfortunately, by my theory, that it's this movie about the separation of the races, that is what the finale is stating. Unfortunately, yeah, that is what the finale is stating, and that's very sad.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I have to give a real quick thanks to Colin for his beans and bacon and whiskey and lard from the Atlantis thing. Sorry, I needed to say thank you for that because I saw
beans,
that and
bacon,
I enjoyed
whiskey, and lard. Got all 4 basic food groups.
Sorry, I interrupted completely in the midst of your conversation.
So Natasha mentioned, she talked about the 9/11 ending that was changed about flying through Hawaii. So yes, Natasha, we did touch on that. But she did point out that it looks like David's necklace is Maui's hook.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I would bet that that is Maui's hook. That is probably a traditional Maui's hook necklace that a character is wearing. I got a cough, so go ahead, talk, Jeff.
Guys, you realize that this means that we are building a second Disney universe with these films, and that fact that Lilo and Stitch and Moana are in the same universe, but at the same time, if the theory about the giant crab is that he is the genie's former master at some point, and that's why the lamp is in Moana, what are we gonna do? I don't understand the timeline.
We need
this, guys.
We need a chart. We need a room we can lock you in with red yarn and a bunch of news clippings, and we will crack this, Jeff. We will crack it.
We will crack it in 4.5 hours because I am good at this sort of stuff.
Natasha also said she loves the sisterly love in this movie as much as Frozen, but Frozen wasn't the first. So Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind. Brad, thank you, Brad, for listening and commenting. Brad's a good friend of mine. From back in the day. One of his favorite movies, one of his favorites, definitely one of the only Disney movies of this era that has any lasting cultural impact. Try finding any new merchandise from the movies immediately before and after this at the Disney parks. Stitch is everywhere. For trick-or-treating this year, there's a girl dressed as Lilo and another kid dressed as Stitch. Not together, but there was... So that's cool. Find me that kind of love for Meet the Robinsons or Home on the Range. Brad, you will never find that kind of love for Meet the Robinsons or Home on the Range.
I oftentimes, like when we originally started doing this list, and oftentimes in the last 6 months, every time I just scroll through the upcoming movies, I go, what is that film? Because there's a bunch of movies in this era that I didn't even know were films, honestly.
Yeah. No, this movie definitely has a cultural impact, and it's because Stitch is such a memorable character. It goes all the way to that advertising campaign. The fact that you, Jeff, have enough of a vivid memory of the record being played by Stitch's finger says something about the impact and how memorable this character is, let alone this film. So,
this movie came out in between my junior and senior year of high school. So again, we're well into the era of these films where I'm a teenager. I don't care about Disney films anymore.
Man, I remember this movie. My buddy Tim, my best friend Tim, got a Stitch doll that came in his space outfit, and you could take the space outfit and push two of his arms in so that he had 4 arms. You can push 2 in. You could push his antenna down and turn him into the Earth Stitch. And it was this really cool doll. And then you'd squeeze him and he'd say, "Mama's family." Like it was a. He was obsessed with it, and he's, a 19-year-old kid in college.
Yeah.
I think his rationale was that chicks dig Stitch, so therefore chicks would dig him for digging Stitch.
Well,
I'm sure that was...
ladies out there, I like Stitch, so
Jeff
flock
also
to
digs.
me.
Chris Schulze, one of our fellow podcasting friends. This was a much better movie than he ever gave it credit for. The sister is such a complex character for a movie of this type, and the music is great as well. Yes, Schulze, I completely agree on all points there. And our good friend Thomas, he has a bit of a longer bit of comments here, so I'll comment on the page itself. But while he did say, while reconsidering this film, while I'm willing to reconsider the films to come, he considers this the last flat-out masterpiece. That Lilo and Stitch are some of the most inventive and fun characters in the studio's history, whether it be the fact that Stitch can't die or Lilo's relationship with her sister just feels so honest. It's such a fun movie and makes me wish more of their sci-fi output in universes or galaxies were this rich. 100%, Thomas. You will not hear any objection from us.
Nope, not at all.
And
it's sad to think. It's sad to think about the fact that he's, obviously we haven't seen a lot of the ones that are coming up, but just going off of the pop culture knowledge that's bouncing around inside my head of some of these movies that we're going to see, there's not a ton of just all-out fantastic movies coming up. Not a ton. I didn't say there aren't any, because I can think of at least 3 in the top of my head. But out of where this is number 42, we have 14 more of these movies to do. I know, right? It's sad, guys. But like out of those 14, to only have maybe 3 or 4 being like fantastic, it's such a small little
TBD.
number.
No
TBD.
spoilers for me. No spoilers for me, Jeff.
Come on, CC. We all know that you really love Bolt.
Oh, funnily enough, Bolt was the next project for the director of Lilo and Stitch that he went and did, but that's a story for when we get to Bolt. I really love that we're in this science fiction era because I grew up as such a science fiction geek, loving Star Wars and Star Trek and Back to the Future, and sci-fi means so much to me in my youth, and it means so much to me now. I had forgotten that we got this run of sci-fi. We had steampunk Atlantis, Journey to the Center of the Earth style sci-fi last week. Now we have this straight up sci-fi universal romp now, and we get a universe hopping sci-fi next week as well. This is a fun little era, and I agree with Thomas. I wish that Disney's exploration into sci-fi had yielded more impact than their fantasies. Not that I'm disrespecting their fantasies, but luckily enough, there is a sci-fi movie coming down the pipe that I really love. Oh, great. See, I spoiled. Are you happy now, Jeff? I made a spoiler.
It's Bolt. It's exactly Bolt. It's John Travolta and Miley Cyrus singing, right? It's that movie, right? Isn't that? Yeah, that is that movie. I had to look it up real quick. I'm making a reference, and while I'm making the reference, I'm fact checking my reference.
You're fact checking. Jeff, of all the movies we've watched in this set of films,
silly you. Dang, you beat me to the punch.
We only have 2 on this one, and I think it's a fair bet I can guess where you're going to put it. And I think you
guys,
can really
I loved Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I hope you guys... Atlantis all the way!
Where do you rank this one?
Honestly, it wasn't even a question, despite all of the emotional, just all over the place that I was while watching this movie and just not knowing what to expect, not knowing what to think of it. By the time it ended, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, this is a very fun movie," and I completely understand why it was so successful and is continuing to be so successful. Years later, we're talking 16 years, almost 16 years later. From when it was released.
If you have not seen this movie, watch this movie. If you have kids, make them watch this movie because I guarantee there's enough flash in this that they will fall in love with it, and you won't be annoyed if they want to watch this a bunch of times.
Right, especially if you have multiple kids. I feel like if you have siblings of kind of nearing similar ages. Even so, I mean, Nani was. She was what, 16, maybe 17?
Well, she'd probably have to be 18,
18.
Around 18 because she's getting parental. She's the guardian of Lilo.
That's right. So she's a good at least 10, 12 years older than Lilo, right?
Yeah.
So that's a decent age range for 2 kids, especially only 2. It's not like they have like a middle kid. It's not like it's 3 kids, So,
the wacky middle brother.
Who just sits on the couch playing video games, saying nothing the entire time.
Jeremy, will you help me? Whatever, Nani. You got it, Nani.
Can it be voiced by Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore. Nani, you got it. The weasel. Oh, please. So you found a way to ruin Lilo and Stitch. Good job, Jeff. Good job.
I am so proud of myself right now.
This is a great family film because it does what the best family films do, and it appeals on every level. Rewatching it now, even though I'm only about a year removed from when I watched it for the 1-minute rewatch, I was able to see the more adult themes in here. But watching it as a kid, watching it with kids, there's so much fun to be had in it. That I feel like you just cover the bases of all ages. I would really love to talk to someone who doesn't like this movie. Yeah. Because I want to know why. Oftentimes that's my favorite kind of conversations, to be like, hey, this is the beloved film and you don't like it. Please explain to me why. And do not like it because that's the hip thing to do, right? Don't be one of those haters gonna hate people. Have legitimate reasons why you don't like it. But I would bet you'd be hard pressed to find someone who couldn't find a way to enjoy this movie. Come on.
Yeah. And if anything, at the very least, just be like, it was fine. It's just not my cup of tea. Like even that much. Like that's even better than you going like, no, I hated the movie. Why? Well, I don't know, stupid. Like that's not an answer. Come on.
Because you could even. I found this website. It was around Tarzan. I found the website it was adoption in films, and it was an analysis of films that have adoption in it, and that website gives this movie very high acclaim for representing broken families and adoption and all these great conversation points that this movie can bring up to kids who are brought into families, because Stitch, being very much this kind of adopted brother, is or even having a really rambunctious younger kid in the family. You could sit down and watch this and be like, let's discuss Stitch and as an allegory for your troubled little brother.
Oh, see, that's it. Stitch is the third sibling of this family. He is Pauly Shore.
He's Pauly Shore. All right, Jeff, you know what you have to do now. You have to create a supercut of scenes using Pauly Shore quotes in replace of Stitch's babble. You've done this to yourself. You've brought this on yourself. So it's my number one. This is my number one.
And also, for the record, guys, everybody, it's my number one as well. Just so that was clear.
Yeah. So Jeff, we have the same number one, the same number two. It's a strong start.
It's a strong start.
We will see where this ends up. So listeners out there, where does this end up on your list of? Does this even fit into some people's top 10 of all time? I bet it does. I certainly feel like there's at least a handful of our listeners who love this movie to the point of putting it in their top 10 of all time. Mm-hmm. So you can hit us up on Facebook. Like I said, you can also tweet at me at TC's Big Head. You can tweet at Jeff at Random Bell. Let us know your thoughts on everything we had to say here today. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, and then it's easy. If there's nothing else, then let's just briefly bring up what next week's movie is.
Yes, what is next week? We're staying in the sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. Staying in the sci-fi, and our second film of 2002 being released a whole whopping 5 months after after this one. And this is the movie that, going into Atlantis, I thought I was watching.
You thought you were watching, that's right.
We're going to see 2002's Treasure Planet next week.
Treasure Planet. Now, have you seen Treasure Planet before?
I remember my nieces had it on TV once.
Okay.
And that was years ago. Could not tell you anything that happens in it or what goes on. I had to just look up who the cast list was, because even though, like I just said, I thought Atlantis was Treasure Planet, I'm like, did Michael J. Fox do voices in this one too? And I had to look it up, and no, he doesn't.
Cool. I'm looking forward to diving into this one, because it has been a good number of years since I've watched this one, and I do have some particular feelings about it. I won't say anything more than that. But I'm interested to go back and rewatch it, because I want to see how those feelings shake down after reevaluation. Yeah.
I mean, there's a big part of me that like I'm kind of excited, and we're not going to get too much into it, but like I'm kind of excited because Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio are two of the writers on this film, and they're better known for their Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, TBD. Is this streaming on Netflix?
You know what? I should have looked.
Boy, I haven't made that mistake in like 50 episodes. So I shouldn't say 50, but like a couple dozen episodes. I used to be like, I believe it's streaming on Netflix, and you'd like, it's not streaming on Netflix.
Right now, no, it looks like it is not streaming on Netflix.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's probably on Hulu, though, or at least Amazon Prime, maybe?
Well,
my goodness.
Try to track it down, folks, to give us a watch so you can join us in our conversation next week. But I think that does it. Jeff, we did it. Another episode in the bank.
We did another episode in the can. Yeah. Only 14 more to go.
Oh, man.
Sadly. So we're now based upon...
Every time you say it, I'm sad. Every time.
It's getting worse and worse. Right now, so if you think about it, it's another 4 months. So around May or so is about the time that we should be kind of wrapping up. Oh, man, that'd be funny if we wrapped up around the same time that the AFI podcast wrapped up, because that was in May. Ooh,
anniversary.
An anniversary of the ending of a previous podcast. Worst anniversary ever.
Yeah. Well, we certainly have discussions that maybe we'll get some feedback from the fans again, maybe tweeting or hitting up Facebook about what the future holds for the show, what the future holds for you and us, how we're going to handle our ranking and last episode. There's some fun little things we have to look forward to as we near the conclusion of this series. But we're not there yet. We still have weeks to go. So Jeff, awesome. This was again fun. I miss being in the same room with you. But
I know we got spoiled. We do that every once in a while just to remind each other about how much we like being in the same room together.
Yeah.
Then you go away to Colorado, quote unquote.
Yeah. Got
and
work
then next
to do.
week will be Arizona, quote unquote.
Wait, why are you quote unquoting what states I'm in? All right, everybody, we're gonna continue this conversation off mic.
All right, TC, do it.
This was a. Wait, hold on a sec. Dang, how could I forget the freaking sign-off? This was a podcast.
Yeah.
We were the people you were listening to, and this is a sign-off.
Yeah, buddy boy. Treasure Planet's going to be on Hulu. Watch it on there, guys.
Okay, thank you.
I had to look it up real quick.
A little less conversation, a little more podcast, please.
Ooh, man, so many ways we could have started this episode.
Yeah. You're the devil in disguise, Jeff.
Well, it's only because I'm stuck in my Heartbreak Hotel.
You hound dog.
This has been a production of Ghost Hat Media, proud member of the Ghost Hat Network. Find them online at www.ghosthat.net.
I like the ending.